Alright folks, Wildman Willie here, and today, and for the next several days, we have this lovely bunch of coconuts to work with. 1987 Toyota pickup, 2-wheel drive, 4-cylinder. She has seen some things in its almost 40 years of existence. Those are despicably old tires on one side. The other side are from this century. Under the hood here, sad, tired, ready, but it did its job. It made it to the Necromancer's altar. So we're here. I've already pulled the front grill off of it. Let's see the extent, just how smashed that all was. This is going to be some happy fun time. I was able to get that bent out enough to where I can get to the bolt. So today is mainly disassembly, further assessment, figure out what I don't know that I need to know. But she's here. Let the games begin. Alright, so we've gotten started here. I got them bolts obliterated off. They just snapped off. They didn't turn out. And I was able to bend the bumper support back mostly to where I'm going to need it just by hand. So far it's playing ball. Now the weather, this is not for those of us without true grit. I don't know if this is rain, sleet, or snow. It's just coming from the sky is what it's doing. But we'll get a few more bolts turned here, get this thing set on the ground, and then we're going to get warm and regroup for a second. Alright, but it's coming along. Well, the weather says it's 43 degrees, but I'm not sure I believe that. It feels like about negative 42. But we got the tail light assemblies out, so the strip down continues. I'm going to go ahead and brush that off and put those in just to see what it looks like and let the community know it's not just an eyesore here. Alright, step 47 complete. On to the next one. Alright, them ticket getters are off and the new assemblies are on. I do want to work with how they fit just a little bit more. But boy, that's better already. This is already appearing sharper just how she sits. Looks a lot more loved. Had to bend that piece down a little bit to make that fit in there. Looks like I need to go out this way a little bit too with the old hammer. But everything's just soft installed right now. I'm not over tightening it to make it bolt to stuff that is bent. It's freezing cold. Time to go warm up again, and then we'll come back and mess with it some more, but I just wanted them off and on so the neighborhood didn't think we were just chop shopping it. All right, next round. All right, decent progress. That wasn't too hard to get off of there, and I bet I can bend that old soft piece of metal back to where I need it for the most part to fit this back together. I mean, we do have some smash-o-matic going on here, but it's thin. Ain't a whole lot bracing it. I should be able to move it where I want it. So that's off, that's ready. I'll pull this off real quick. Here's my pile of smashed Toyota. We got a fender, we got a bumper, we got a bumper lip, we got a grill. Lots and lots to do, but you can see what I'm doing. All right, here we go. Let's get warm again. So I continued with the teardown and the soft install a little bit. I've just got this set on with 2 bolts right now. It is not exactly where it needs to be. It's there as a visual reference to find out how far out I am. But it ain't bad, folks. It ain't bad. So that's on there. Again, this is soft installed as well. That's our new lens assembly up here. That's that new bad to the bone headlamp on that side. As an upgrade to sad, tired, sleepy, lazy eyes on the front of it. Another shot of that fender installed. Oh boy. There's some tail lights on it. Looking pretty good. So far, I feel like I have progress to show the customer tonight. Ain't none of it really done, but it is underway. We shall continue. All right, gentle folks, the plan is coming together. Most of this is just soft installed. There is a whole lot more bending of things to get right before this fits the way I want it to, but we can kind of see what the truck's going to look like now. Got that fender on there, and I've got that attached. Again, soft attached, but I got it lined up where the door opens correctly and doesn't bind. My inner fender well is pushed back pretty far. We're going to see what we can do there. I've worked on this hood a bit, and while not straight, it's a whole different story than what we did have. And those are just kind of soft installed. Again, that front bumper is just put on with some zip ties right now so I can see what it's going to look like against the truck. I have a lot to move around before it really fits right. But what do you think, folks? Are we on to something here? Is it going to look like a truck? I know that headlight's crooked. That's because there ain't really no mount left back in there. I'm going to fix that. But starting to appear like a viable project. I'm getting there. Stay tuned, everybody. All right, folks. Time for a little walk around and progress report. Got the hardware I thought I needed stripped off the front bumper. Appears incompatible with the new turn signal, so we'll have to engineer something there. No big deal. Got our grill and our front lip laid out. Got the front fender back off. Still trying to decide how to mount that front lip. Hopefully it'll still all line up under there. Some new headlights. Front bumper. Don't know how well y'all can see the finish on that, but I have painted it with the black textured Rust-Oleum hammered. Looks nice. It's not quite black in person. It's a little bit of a textured gray, similar to what the front grille is. So that's going to look sharp together. Up here, I've managed to straighten things out quite a bit. Bash, smash, beat some more. And then I've gone in and I took the rattle can to it with just a matte black. I'm waiting for that to dry now. And I just wanted to black everything out and make it disappear. I cleaned it up pretty good beforehand. It is what you think it is, but that's to make things behind the grill disappear and to keep all the paint I busted off underneath from becoming big rusty patches. So, progress is happening. I believe here when this paint is all dried up, I should be able to hang this bumper and grill and be pretty close to where we're going to be with that. Alright, have fun out there. Alright folks, let's do a little update here. After lots of bending and prying and pounding and rigging, and in some instances I do mean rigging, it's starting to look like a truck. Now, it's gonna wear a crooked smile forever. There's no way around that. I'm just hoping it'll have, you know, kind of a sly grin, not a doofy one. I will be able to pull that in. That's just not fastened there on the corner. Again, the bumper mounts, they're too far gone, and what they attach to is too far gone to get it a whole lot straighter. The grill will sit in better on this corner. It will, and that'll tie together too. Headlight mount is made out of an assortment of band clamps, but that's steel. That's never going to fall off. I think we're getting there, folks. I mean, it sure looks better than it did. Again, that's never going to be perfect. I just don't have the facilities or the skills to do a whole lot better. But again, it's still a bit floppy. I'll tie it up and it'll be tight to itself, and we will get it a bit straighter. But there's the progress report for right there, ladies and gentlemen, gentlefolk. Starting to look like somebody cares. It's getting there. All right, have fun out there. All right, it's a beautiful sunshiny day here in Eugene. Back spending a couple more hours on the Hilux project. We got a new front bumper bracket for the driver's side. I still can't locate one for the passenger side, but that sure got us a whole lot closer, folks. Look at that. I mean, you know, for what I'm trying to do here, I think that's time to button that up. I want to say it's time to tie that down hard and say that once that is tied in hard, it's probably pretty close to what I'm capable of getting out of this. Yes, it has a smile. Y'all seen them before pictures, right? Well, I got it off. I was going to do it body color, but we were already getting a little bit of rust from the atmosphere. So I went ahead and did my hammer finish on this lower valence lip, which there's nothing to mount this to on the truck anymore. I have to figure that out again from scratch. But now that won't rust, and now that'll look the same as the front bumper, and it'll look good. We can always body color it afterwards. An extra coat of things won't hurt. But coming along, folks. I'm pretty proud of how this is continuing to develop, and I think we're at a stage where it's time to button up the bodywork the rest of the way, tie down what I have, and call that imperfect, but not a smashed truck anymore. All right, have fun, folks. All right, y'all, it's real cold, but y'all ready to try out our obnoxious headlights on this? I hadn't hooked up the running lights yet, just the headlamps and harness themselves. Let's just see what that's all about. Wow, that is low beam. That's high beam. I got some work to do on where they're pointed. Well, wowee, that is a lot of light on this thing. I mean, significant. Lighting up the entire neighborhood there. See what it looks like from outside. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty bright. For sure it is. Now let's see about our turn signals. See how they do. I'll put key in it for that part. Ooh, let's call this up. See what that's like. Well, they go the wrong direction. I need to flip them the other way. Interesting. But you see the concept at least. So that's going to be pretty cool right there. Alright folks, it's the moment you've been waiting for. I have tied in the bumper. Everything is tight and rock solid. That's what shape that gets to be. It's not perfect. It's got a smile on the opposite side than I expected. This thing was smashed. That's what I can do for you, given the smashed that was provided me. That being said, I mean, I'm really pretty happy with that. You wouldn't necessarily know it was anything like as bad as it was. So we're gonna put the electrical back together on it. I got that down to do all this. I had to take it back off. I'm gonna have to repaint that bumper again. But I knew that. The entire truck is crooked. So, you know, what can we say? But all things considered, pretty proud of what I've managed to pull off here. Looks like a Toyota pickup truck. Now for those side flat brackets, this front bumper is not the same as the original front bumper. One of them was folded into a pretzel. They can't be used in their intended way. I repurposed them, bolted one of them to a completely different place than it's supposed to be to hold this thing on there. But my main purpose today was to say, okay, crooked's one thing, but let's not have no damn shake and flap in this. And we don't. It's tight, it's right. Let out, not rattle, do the jam. So there it is, folks. All right, time to wire it up. All right, she runs. I got the turn signals working. I still haven't got the daytime running lights running in the turn signal assemblies themselves or in the headlamps. More wiring to do, but we got Night Rider, folks. Also, that's going to be a lot better. I'm going to put another resistor set in it when I do the upper headlight, which should slow the rate down just that much more. Yes, we have a misfire in it. She's carbureted. Everybody hates carburetors. That's what them lights look like. Way brighter than it used to be. I'm just moving it out of my parking spot for the night so I can put my car back where it lives. But yep, there we go. Night Rider turn signals on the Toyota. Front bumper, front grill installed. Today we're just nibbling as we have the chance. I've installed the rear shock absorbers, the load levelers by Gabriel underneath the 1987 Toyota pickup. These shocks that come off of it say Toyota, appear to be original. There's some resistance and dampening in them, but definitely no rebound. Surprisingly, they hadn't poured out all their juice. I mean, them shot. So, ride height on the truck, we're sitting up significantly higher on the rear. We were slanted towards the back, now we are not. I still need to do the front, of course. Let's do a dampening test. I'm about 170 something pounds. Yeah, it ain't sagging. I stand on it and the truck moves down centimeters, fraction of an inch. Yes, that's nice. Let's do the front if I have time today. All right, it's been a fun afternoon here underneath the shade tree in the cold weather. I don't know if you can tell how much better this truck is sitting already. It has the proper ride height, maybe a little extra on the rear dowel. We have worn suspension components all over the front. I guess I should say steering components is more the answer. All over the front of it, but it rides like somebody now, folks. It's drastic. Like, you take it down the street, you hear all sorts of other stuff that was previously masked by a clunking boat, but this thing drove like a wobbly cartoon. I mean, it felt difficult to maintain lane. Now our alignment's out, which is fine. We'll be fixing all that, but it's not shameful to drive at all anymore. In fact, it's extremely comfortable and inspiring. So, mission accomplished. Got to hand it over to Gabriel again for giving me the Ultra truck for the front and the load levelers for the rear. Alright, thanks folks. So I came out here to do a video of the rough running to give you a before, because I hadn't done anything to the engine yet at all. And she just about isn't acting up at this time. I'm going to get improvement over that, but Hell, it's running all right now, comparatively. I mean, she's wasn't life back here. I think replacement of the vacuum line should help things out a bit. Half of that we're hearing is a hole in the exhaust. Some of it's just old and tiredness. But yeah, let's tear into this and see if I can't smooth that out some. But hell no, I'm impressed with it this morning. That's not how it's been acting. Alright, rock on. Okay. I replaced every vacuum line I could. I did run out of line. Still need to do something with the brake booster supply line. I'd like to do more with the evap. I mounted the little clamps to use the bigger hose. However, the vast majority of what governs the function of this carburetor has been replaced with high quality silicone. You can see it all now. You can see where it all goes. If you just do this one at a time, that's not the nightmare you might be expecting. It's pretty damn easy actually. Just replace one hose, pull one off, cut it, put a new one on, one at a time. Here's what I did with the underside of the breather. And we did the top side of the breather as well. So now we're going to reassemble it and see if it runs the same, different, much better, much worse. I expect something. Here we go. Alright folks, well, we're still dead cold. After a few little farts, it's idling high. But that's a decently smooth idle. We're getting a little stumbling in here and there. It seems happier in general though. I need to hunt around it and see that I don't have any vacuum leaks, but I sure don't hear any. Engine should be back to trying to manage itself here. Let's see if she'll come up to temperature and how that idle might smooth out while that happens. Lots of nice smoke. I don't think we've had all four hitting for very long like that. So let's see what she wants to do. Again, I'm getting a little burble back here. Occasional, not a dead miss, but a pop out of it, like that. Let's let it counter temperature. Let's see what we got. I'm going to say it's an improvement though already. Hell of a lot less shake in this engine. I don't like how it's trying to run away. Let's see what it thinks once it determines its temperature is up. Alright, update. About 45 seconds later, the truck decided it was warm enough to idle at a normal rate. There's still something to be desired here. I think I got us a freaking truck. Smoking is quit. A couple of putt-putts here, but I think the computer is actually able to regulate now. That's hitting on 4. That's hitting on all 4. Boy, I'm happy. Yeah, don't you do that too much. Different friggin' truck though. I wouldn't be afraid to drive this down the street. I don't know, what do you think? Is that about what I'm likely to get out of that for right this minute? Done the vacuum line. Oh. Listen to that, it controlled itself. It lowered the idle another step. I'm surprised. The computer is able to control the carburetor, and the idle is stepping down as temperature increases. Smoothing out as we go. Hell yeah. That's after a little test drive around the neighborhood. We have more shake in the engine with the idle calmed down. But it ain't making stupid noises. We might have a little bit of a compression issue somewhere, or it might just need to wake up a little more. We got a pretty decent idle there. I mean, that's steady. That hole in that exhaust. Let's give her a few revs. My exhaust sounds terrible, but the engine behind it don't. She gets a little more pissy as we get down. Well, folks, we definitely still have a stumble in it. A little tired of chasing it at the moment. I know we got bad spark plug holes. I hear a little bit of tick up there. Seems to come and go some. It ain't gonna quit running. You hear every once in a while you get a thump, 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 where it's burning up that gas in the cat, though. You give it some throttle and take it down the road, there's decent power. Progress made, more progress to do. Folks, the Toyota adventure continues. Today's big project, I'm prepping this bad boy for paint. So I've stripped the mirrors off, I've got off the side things, I got off the front cowl piece and cleaned up as much shit. I'm going to re-clean that again, but that's just the dig out and clean. Along with all the trim that goes around the windshield. Thing was filthy. I'm scrubbing it down with Ajax and a Scotch-Brite pad. Once I get the front side completely washed up, which I just got to go back over some stuff now that I removed some trim, I'm going to remove the hood, set that to the side. I'll paint that off the truck, I believe. That's the part you look at, so it needs to be the prettiest. Then we're going to turn it around. I guess remove this camper top, wash the ass of it, get that ready, and then begin the masking process, which is going to be kind of minimal, actually, on the truck, I think, so far. I am a day behind on this. The weather is going to have to hold for me properly. I hope it will be warm enough for this to properly cure and harden. We're going to find out all about it. I did buy the extra hardener, so plan is to spray it about noon tomorrow. It's later than I want it to be, but that's when the metal will be the right temperature to put the paint on the truck. Well, anyway, here we go. All right, gentle folks, it's 0 hour for this thing. Well, that's a loud airplane. Well, we got it prepped. We're gonna paint what we have sitting here. All that's taken apart, all that's as clean as I'm gonna get it. All this is as masked as I'm gonna get it. I think I've done a pretty good job. Pulled off the inner weather stripping. There's a bunch of trim that goes around that windshield, so I'm not concerned too much. Also, that windshield is completely busted with like 8 cracks. Needs a new one. So, good enough there. Front, lightly masked. There's really nothing to paint past this fender. But okay, we got everything off. Got everything removed. We've washed the entire car with Ajax and UFO pads. Taken off the tail lights. Taking off everything I reasonably can. I would have taken off the bumper, but it did not want to go, and I did not feel like rounding the bolts. So that's what we're going to shoot paint on, folks. Let me get the gun ready, let me get the thing ready, let me move my car for overspray, and we're going to get started. And we're painting the trucks all red. Yes, yes. It's going to be very, very red. Enjoy! Alright, fine folks, it's the moment you've all been waiting for. We have one very bright socialist red ass pickup truck here. We also have every paint flaw possible. Runs, streaks, thin spots, heavy spots, bugs in the paint, tree trash in the paint, all of it. Don't worry, there's a bed cover goes in the middle of that. That being said, we definitely have paint applied to the truck. I'm going to be wet sanding a few spots for the rest of my friggin' life. We'll see how it continues to lay down, how it continues to do as it settles. Because I think it's going to take a long time to settle. But it's definitely all one color for what we're working with and what I had to do it with and where I had to do it with. I'm pretty happy with these results so far. Again, that's ugly. That was a big ass teardrop. But, seeing some shit got in my paint. Ugly there too. You know what though, I can deal with that, I guess. Or leave it like it is. From this distance, truck look way better. Alright folks, so that's how we do that shit. Have fun.